Welcome traders to AutoSystemsTrader.com and this video presentation entitled How It Works. My name is Brian Heiliger. I'm the co-founder of AutoSystemsTrader.com, and I've put this video together to explain to you how things work here at AutoSystemsTrader.com. We have a lot of complex systems in place and a lot of moving pieces, and I get a lot of questions about how the products and the services we offer fit into your trading style and how we actually function as a business. So hopefully this video will answer all those questions for you. But before I get into that and before I get into the details, I want to explain the riskiness of commodity futures trading. And I encourage you to pause the video and read this full disclaimer and understand that commodity futures trading is a business in which you can lose money. Just as with any other business, anytime you outlay capital, there's always the possibility that capital will never be returned to you. So this is just like any other business. Whenever you make an investment, you have the potential to lose money. Anytime you have the potential to gain money. Very, very important information, and I think a lot of other vendors out there tend to skirt around that fact. So please become very familiar with that. And if you have any questions, please contact us. I'll be happy to explain to you the risks involved. So I want you to think about a question. And the question is, can you succeed? And unfortunately, I don't think most traders can succeed without automation. And that's not necessarily directed to you as an individual trader. You may be able to trade successfully as an individual trader, but the vast majority of other traders out there may not be able to. Well, I should say they will not be able to. And the facts back that up. Over 95% of self-directed traders fail, meaning they lose money. What are the reasons for that? Well, they're numerous, and I'm not going to get into it right now, but there's no other way that Goldman Sachs can produce quarterly profits of virtually every quarter, hundreds of millions of dollars, unless they're taking money from somebody. And the folks they're taking the money from are the folks invested in the 401s and the IRAs and the individual traders. And it's a zero-sum game. If somebody's making money, somebody's losing money, and that money's coming from the losers. So anyway, how can we help? Well, the vast majority of trading on the exchanges these days, whether no matter the source of the data, some sources will say that 75% of all the volume on the exchanges is high frequency trading. Others will say it's 60%, but even if it's only 50%, more than half of the volume on the exchange is dominated by a computer that is faster than you, a computer that is closer to the exchange than you, and a computer that, well, basically is much faster than yours and can beat you to a trade. Here at AutoSystemsTrader.com, we want to level that playing field. And we've done that by building the same infrastructure that the institutions use and using the same technology. And here's a little glimpse of how that technology actually looks. I'll get more into this slide later in the presentation and explain each diagram on here, but this is just a general overview of how the technology and infrastructure that we put in place works. But before I get into that, I want to explain to you how I think some of the other companies out there that have similar product and offerings that we do, how they do it wrong. If you've ever bought a trading system from another company, more than likely, they sent you a file in an email, and you download the file, you set it up on your computer. Maybe it's even an indicator package that fires off trading signals, or a fully automated trading system in TradeStation or NinjaTrader or MetaTrader, one of those automated trading platforms. Well, you get the file, you download it, you set it up on your home computer. You have to configure it, put in all these parameters, make sure you're trading the right contract, make sure you have the right session time set up. It's very complex, lots of room for error, basically. And then on top of that, once you've done all that, you don't even know if you've configured it properly. Maybe you get some help from tech support. Maybe the tech support guy, maybe he doesn't exactly know what he's doing. And then on top of that, there's different data feeds out there. Well, what if the vendor is using one data feed and you're using another data feed? I run a small hedge fund, and we have 3 different data feeds that we use, and we coalesce those data feeds. And if we don't get the same data from at least 2 of those data vendors, then we pass the trade. We skip the trade because we're getting conflicting signals from different data vendors, which basically means that the data we're receiving is not correct. And just one small tick of bad data can throw off a trading system. So that's why it's very important to have a good data feed, and in most cases, more than one data feed. And then once you have everything configured, what if you lose your internet connection? Well, then your system is completely useless. Without the data, it can't make trading decisions. So there's some of the problems that arise from these types of scenarios are missed trades, or even worse, the wrong trades. What if your vendor has a long signal and your computer generates a short signal? Happens all the time. Or even worse, what if a position is left open overnight and it's not supposed to be? If it's a day trading system and you're stuck in a long position when you're supposed to be flat, and then the following morning market gaps down, you can see the where all this leads. And on top of that, you're sitting at home on your computer trading this system. And if, like me, I live in Florida, if you live in California or you live somewhere far away from the exchange, it takes a good amount of time for your computer to communicate with the exchange. And well, that's going to lead to bad execution, which is otherwise known as slippage. And for those of you who aren't familiar with slippage, what slippage is just understand that it's going to cost you money. That's really all you need to understand. With that in mind, all of these scenarios spell losses for you guys, for somebody who's trading a system under these circumstances. But here at AutoSystemsTrader.com, we've solved all these problems, and we've got the infrastructure in place and the technology in place to eliminate those problems. So what we have here at AutoSystemsTrader.com is a fully automated algorithmic trading solution. It's fully managed, which means that you do nothing. There are no responsibilities on your part other than opening a brokerage account and communicating with us what it is what your desires are in terms of trading. The systems that we trade are staffed and monitored 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. Every hour the market is open, we have a trader monitoring and checking to make sure that the right trades are executed and that positions are closed out, that the right signals are fired, and that there's no adverse or incorrect trading that is taking place in your account. And on top of that, we do it right at the exchange. So our servers are located in the same building as the exchange. So what that does is that cuts down on latency, which is the time that it takes for the algo to communicate and send the orders to the exchange. And this is exactly what the institutions do. And so that eliminates the problem of having your computer at home. If you live in California or Florida like I do, it's going to take hundreds of milliseconds in order to fire these signals off to the exchange. Whereas the institutions are doing it, they're doing it in microseconds. and they're beating you to the punch basically, and they're getting a better price for doing so. And the technology to do that is very expensive, and quite frankly, it's not easy to set up and manage. But that's what we've done here at AutoSystemsTrader.com. So here, back to the slide on the technology layout. Here we have our servers here. The AutoSystemsTrader.com server is actually in the same building as the CME, and the Rhythmic data feed, which is the data feed that we use, is also in that same building. And so we can communicate with the data feed servers and the exchanges to the tune of 250 microseconds, which is a quarter of a millisecond. And to put that in perspective, basically that's about 100 times faster than what you can achieve on your computer at home. And in addition to that, there's another advantage, and that is that if you're on your home computer and the internet connection goes out, well, you can't fire any orders. You have to pick up the phone, call the broker, say, ask the broker, am I still in a position? Can you close out the position? Are my orders in? It's a nightmare. We don't have that problem because we are in the same building as the exchange. And we use the fastest data feed available, in my opinion, on the CME according to our testing. Some of you might be familiar with Zenfire and think that that's a fast data feed. Well, Zenfire is a pretty decent data feed, but really all it is an extension of Rhythmic, and it's another added layer of complexity and delay on top of the Rhythmic data feed. So, fully managed and automated trading solution, that's how it works. You open an account and the orders are sent directly to your account, and there's absolutely nothing required on your part in terms of the day-to-day management of your trading account. All you have to do is look at your statements every day, and we automate those trades by the microsecond. So thanks for coming to the website, AutoSystemsTrader.com. I encourage you to look at some of the systems we have to offer here, and if you have any questions, please contact us through the website or give us a call, and we'd love to speak with you.